Big changes are coming to the endgame for Rise of Kingdoms. It looks like in the official Rise of Kingdoms forums, there is a post about adjustments to the Season of Conquest. I expect there'll be an in-game mail coming soon. Yeah, let's walk through what's coming because big changes are needed. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and today we're going to review the huge announcement in-game about these changes to the Season of Conquest. And the overarching question I'll have for you today is, will these changes be enough? And can we bring the fun back into the endgame KVK for everyone? So let's walk through what it is that they've got here, and then talk about whether or not this gets the job done. So here's the announcement on the Season of Conquest adjustments. Governors, since the launch of the Season of Conquest, we received a lot of feedback and suggestions regarding crystals, map design, season length, etc. Yeah, there's a lot we're talking about. We've had a lot of discussion about this feedback and decided to make significant adjustments. I hope that they bold and underline that to the Season of Conquest in order to bring you a better gaming experience. Until the new adjustments go live, we will temporarily close the registration for Season of Conquest. So I think they're getting like, okay, that didn't work. We're shutting it down. Shut it down, baby. Shut it down until we can figure this out and the seasons that are in progress are not affected. This adjustment is expected to go live in early March. So for those of you that don't know, things pretty much shut down in China for like the next 2 weeks to celebrate the new year. So I suspect that's why it's going to take till March, because like I think literally everything is shut down for a while. But also, I don't know, hopefully they're making meaningful changes and that takes time. Let me just keep reading. Okay, so whether you are experiencing Season of Conquest for the first time or coming back for another round, the Season of Conquest will have been adjusted after registration. Adjustments include redesign of the Crystal Research System. Hallelujah! I'll talk about this in a second, but will significantly reduce the combat buff effects from Crystal Research in order to balance the difference. Obviously. Obviously. Fun for no one to just step out of their city and get obliterated. Fun for no one. So, let's, like, literally, let me spell this out. Okay? A whale will pay a lot of money for like 0.5% of stat boost, and free-to-play players can still have a tremendous amount of fun. And if you give everybody a way to go get that, then everybody wins. What I'm saying is, like, the 30% of stats, the 30% of all damage, like, that's extreme. And I've said many times on this channel that a very simple adjustment to bring Heroic Anthem into balance, like, you don't have to overhaul the whole thing. All you have to do is bring into balance the technology, okay? So if they massively shrink the amount of buffs that the tech gives you, then you're in good shape. Obviously, that means they need to rebalance the barbs, the barb forts, and all that sort of stuff that's in there, but fine, rebalance that, right? But significantly reducing the combat buffs is huge. If they do this right, this brings things back into balance a bit with how things should be, where, look, like, with the way Heroic Anthem is today, I can't recommend that a free-to-play player go in on garrison or rallying. Like, you have to just be a field fighter. There's no garrison, there's no rallying for you because your tech is too low. Like, you're either spending all the monies to max your tech or you can't be a rally leader garrison. So I'm hopeful that whatever change they make here brings that fully back into balance, similar to the end game we had before, where, like, yeah, gear gave you a huge advantage already. The tech on top, it was way too much. So hopefully that's brought much more into balance. The next thing, make crystals more available for governors by increasing ways to obtain them. Hallelujah. There's two sides to this equation that we have to get right. Okay? The two currencies we have to get right are the crystals and the speed up use. We need everybody to be able to enjoy Heroic Anthem technology. Everybody. Everybody. Spending or not, to be able to enjoy it. And you've got to be able to get crystals in order to tech up. But we also need speed ups. Next thing, reduce the time required to upgrade the Crystal Factory, the Crystal Research Center. Also, adding more season quests. I like season quests as long as the quests don't suck. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I like season quests because the thing that a pay-to-win player should be exchanging is currency for time. They should be exchanging money for time, okay? If a free-to-play player can get the same thing by investing time, cool. It's when you can't ever catch up, no matter how much time you spend, that we've got like a major, major problem brewing. So I like the idea that there will be more free-to-play ways to go and do stuff, because that's all that is a healthy trade-off. Spend your money or your time. And there's going to be the people who have the money and not the time, and that's what they want to do, right? And as long as also the buffs are not so profound, right, that it's backbreaking, you shouldn't have to spend a ton of money or time if you don't want to and still have fun. And that, man, I haven't even finished reading this, but the game has to be fun for everybody. And if the game is fun for everybody, everybody plays more, spends more, grows communities, refers their friends. That's the whole chain. That's like the cycle of life. That's how this works. I think. I'm not a game developer, but like if we just focus on the fun, like please make the balance. All that we need to do is fix the balance here, I think. If we just make the balance fun. Fun. Emphasis on fun. Okay? Shift the focus, if this was the intention or not, from profitable to fun. Make a really fun experience for everybody. Focus on the fun. Then I think we're in really good shape, okay? Okay, P.S. I got so worked up, I got completely sidetracked as I was editing. I realized I didn't even talk about the quests themselves. The quests right now also need to, like, please go fix the quests in Heroic Anthem and Season of Conquest, okay? Taking my materials, it's not okay. There are 0 situations where I want to give away my materials. That's not fun. Don't take my materials. That's not fun. I don't want to give away resources as a quest. That's not fun. Why am I giving them away? Farming them? That's fine. Make me go farm materials or make me go gather resources. That's fine. Please don't take my resources and my materials. That's not a fun quest. Battling barbarians. Fun quest. Fine. Barb forts. Fine. Give me a quest for a barb keep. Fine. But, like, I think we got to focus on the quests themselves actually being... Dude, please don't make me spend a bunch of speed ups when I don't want to. Please, that's not fun. That's not fun for people. Like, those quests, there were so many quests. There was an astonishing amount of quests to do training. Which, like, the only people that might enjoy that, maybe. Nope. Nope, wait. Nobody. So, the quests have to change too. And it's so close. The whole system is so close. Like the core idea is good. The balance is busted. And the details. And I'm saying all this with love because I know this is so close to being phenomenal. But, like, these quests focus on the fun. Thank you. Okay, back to the rest of the video. The Season of Conquest is a brand new attempt. We will adjust it according to the actual situation, and we will communicate with governors before adjusting it. So I like that they're going to communicate what they're doing before they adjust. That's nice. If you have any other suggestions or questions, please feel free to contact us through customer support, the official community. We'll continue to listen to your valuable opinions and improve the Season of Conquest. We're sorry that you didn't have the best Season of Conquest experience for those governors who have participated in or are in the Season of Conquest. You get 3 one-day speed-ups. Okay. Okay. three one-day speed-ups. Let me tell you, if you ran around and battled in that KVK without the tack, you used a lot more than 3 days of speed-ups healing your troops. But, okay. Legendary Commander Sculptures, 5 of them. 10 epic equipment. Ooh, material crates. Yeah. Okay. I like equipment. And 10 dazzling starlight sculptures. I mean, it's rare that they're kind of giving stuff away. So this is actually one, like, for not... Usually when they give a big compensation, it's for changing a commander. This to me feels like actually a, relative to what they normally do, like the 300 gems for downtime or whatever it even is. I mean, this is a pretty big compensation just for showing up, but as I was just saying, you spent way more battling anyways, right? So okay, now that we've actually read our way through these changes, right? I think for me, it's been a really crazy experience with the season of Conquest. I think the potential is extremely high. I think the balance is the biggest problem. And I sort of semi-ranted in the middle of this reading through the announcement that fun must be the focus. This game is more fun when the communities are large. This game is more fun when everybody has access to the end game and everybody has access to more stuff to do. Okay? Narrowing somebody's role to field fighting and making it so tough that you only can bring 1 or 2 marches and they've got to be geared out to the teeth or you're going to get rolled and you'll still get rolled. I mean, you can watch my Season of Conquest gameplay footage. I'll have a card up in the top. I'm obliterating people. Obliterating with tech. Obliterating. I mean, at one point, it's out of control. And so I'm glad, I hope. I mean, we have to see. We must see what the final balance is. But the things I want to emphasize are that if there is a pay-to-win path, there must also be a free-to-play path that gets you to the same point. And it may take longer. It may take longer to get there. But the inherent problem of you lose all your crystal technology at the end of the KVK made it so that they removed that possibility for free-to-play. So you need to reduce that gap between what a pay-to-win player has and what a free-to-play player has, because this is the end game. I've got to be able to enjoy fully the end game. And the more people that are enjoying the end game, the more that everybody will enjoy it. I mean, I'll say, you know, we did a funny little exercise when we were pushing honor and we were making, you know, trying to make sure that we got #1 in our season of Conquest, right? And they pair you up with D kingdoms, or at least they paired us up with a bunch of D kingdoms, and I was really happy with the level of communication of those kingdoms. And they were really great. But the activity level is much smaller in a D kingdom. Like, it's very different. And I just was thinking, it just really, like, got me thinking, what would it be like if in Kingdom 75, I put out an emergency message, a crisis, a KVK crisis, and only 50 people showed up? I mean, we have hundreds of people that show up for that. And it's just such a different experience. So I think we want to create a world in which as many people as possible are playing the end game and enjoying the end game. And I think to get that to happen, the focus has to go back to fun. A fun experience first. What would I do with the tech? Honestly, I mean, like, the first tier of tech, maybe, I know that the game doesn't deal in, like, quarters of a point, but, like, the first thing that gives you, I don't, what is it, 5 or 10% of tech, it should increment up by, like, 0.5%. Like, 0.5% of stats per thing, right? And the second tier of tech, also 0.5% of stats. Just make it really, like, really small. Enough that it's like, oh, okay, that's a difference, right? I want to work for that. I want to play for that. I want to be rewarded as I make my way to that. But not such a gap that, like, the 30% all damage alone is just massive. I had 410,000 troops in a march that was expanded, but without extra troop capacity from skills, you can go up to 500,000 nearly. How does that work against a player that, like, you know, even with a 50% expansion, they're like, here's my 310,000. Well, you're going to lose. You're going to lose every time. You're going to have a massive hospital bill, and the cost of being behind is exponential. And that's not fun, right? Like, that's not fun. This has to be fun. So let me focus for a moment before I finish this video, and maybe I'm just ranting, and I apologize for just, like, getting on the soapbox, but, you know, I built this channel around Rise of Kingdoms. I really want this game to be, like, successful. Like, my perfect situation is that my friends are playing and my family is playing and everyone I know in the world is playing, because, like, I get to cover this game and I enjoy it, right? What am I even trying to say? What am I even trying to say right now? What I'm trying to say is that we got to focus on the fun. And the thing that makes it fun is making sure that everybody can strive to a same end state, and that Heroic Anthem threw that off when you lose your tech at the end of it because you could never catch up. A free-to-play player, literally, they could never, ever catch up. And whole communities were just like, all right, I guess we leave then, which is really disappointing. I hope that these changes are enough. The core of this game is really fun. The key here is the balance. Okay, P.S. I'm editing the video and I'm cutting this in. Cut it in, Chisgule. Cut this in there. Which is that, like, in order to even have gotten this reaction that I think we're getting from the developers, we like had to get to a point where Baba, the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest spender in the game, had to be like, all right, I'm not spending anything until you address this. He said, I'm not spending until you address this. And he was leading a spending ban. And like, please, my request is that please, like, could we please, like, hear the player feedback before it gets to that point? Because if we have to get to a point where players have to stop spending, then everybody loses, right? Like Lilith loses because nobody's spending in order to make a point, and the players lose because they feel like the only way they can be heard is to stop spending. That's a lose-lose. That's a full... I feel like I'm yelling. That's like a full lose-lose. Nobody wins there. So we got to find a more constructive way, I feel like, to get like real player sentiment and feeling cooking, right? Like what's really happening. And I don't think any content creator can provide that, really. We're all biased and skewed, and like we're too deep in content creation to have and understand fully every player's experience. So I feel like it coming from the content creators, like, man, I can help. I can try to say, like, here's what I'm hearing, right? But this goes back to like real deep customer empathy. Like, you know, like you need a user experience designer up in here. Let's get a user experience designer up in here to figure out some of this stuff, right? And that's the job of like technology product manager and user experience designer. But now I'm nerding out, but like someone who deeply empathizes with that customer experience, with that player experience, to make sure that it's good and that people are heard, you know? Because it just feels like if we let it get to the point where the biggest spenders got to host a spending ban, like that means we've got to find better ways to hear from the players. And I can tell you, it's not going to be from me. It's not going to be from any content creator. That's not going to be enough, right? It's a specialist who knows how to do this sort of thing and is really good at it. That's who's got to do that. Apologies if this video was maybe longer than it needed to be. I hope these changes will get the job done. Let me know down below in the comments. I'm hopeful. I don't know what that means for our KVK situation. I guess we're just like hanging out for a while. Like if I'm not getting a season of Conquest pop for a while, I guess I'll just be sitting in my kingdom for the next 2 or 3 months waiting and preparing. We'll be ready. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.